Hello, how's everybody doing? I'm just a little chilly. I mean, it's nice outside, but I think it's gonna be chilly tomorrow. So I still gotta put my jacket on till I warm up anyway. Um, I hope everybody's doing fine. Uh, today, I want to go over the most important things that I feel that I have accomplished. I'm not giving myself any kind of credit or anything. I'm just saying we, as far as the YouTube channel is concerned. Um, I don't give myself any credit for anything. It's not that it's credit, it's just trying to clear up things. Why do we do it? Why am I doing it? I know that God wants to help people. I just want to say how much beautiful he is. I mean, this person is just the most beautiful thing in the whole world. I cannot explain to you how charming and satisfying and free. How else can I explain him? Okay, and he's like, okay, but he can be tough. Okay, a lot of people got it wrong because um, if you think you're cool and you think you're bad and you think you're all of that, believe me, he will surpass all of that. But I'm happy with my relationship because I see the beauty, the most beautiful. It's just, I can't say creature, um, I can't say person. I guess I can say person. I'm going to say person. The most beautiful person in the whole entire world. And because I feel this way, sometimes I have to, and I know he does this, because he doesn't want me to linger and just like sit in a corner and just think about him and just like enjoy it. I wish I could do that, but I can't because he wants me to do a lot of work, and that's what we're doing. So that's this person. I actually say person because he's letting me call him a beautiful person. That let me study him. I mean, I was happy. I just not that. Well, it can't be me that wants to understand everything because I just want to have fun. Me, oh, I want to have just a good life. I want to enjoy everything. I mean, I work very hard, and I believe I work very hard, and I just really want to have fun. But anyway, he's working, and I have to work. That's why it's so serious, because out of all this, why in the world would someone tell these lies about this beautiful thing and all the beautiful plans that he has for people? And I think that's what sets the Jehovah Witnesses aside is the fact that, I mean, they're actually lying about someone, and I'm saying person because I mean, just so that we're all humans and we're like being able to speak about it, um, to lie about someone that is just the most dearest, nicest, kindest, just everything, beauty. I just cannot believe it. I just cannot believe how someone would want to do that. But there are people. It's just like, you have the internet and you want to do all these beautiful things on the internet. But then you have these people who just, who just want to just like mess up everything. Like you can't like buy things because I mean, freely because you have to do this because these people want to do this and these people want to do, and they just want to mess up. That's all. That's the basic reason, just to not have things work, and that's their joy, and that's their sickness. I think. Excuse me. I'm sorry. So that would be like I'm not going to say sickness. I don't even like to linger on why somebody would want to do this, why somebody would like to want to mess up something that's so beautiful. And that's one thing I don't really like to do. I know some people can do it and some people want to do it, and they want to express and expose, you know, the badness, you know, which I can understand, but that's not my job. My job is to, everybody has a certain kind of job. My job is to find out what's wrong and what can be done to fix it. Okay. So I went over each of the, I told you the book that I made. And in the book, when I first made it, and you know what I'm talking about if you follow the YouTubes, I wrote down, I began, because it's like a confusing, like a bug or something, that you have to figure out what's going on. And at first I said it was make believe. So now you can see the transfer or the evolution in the process of what I'm doing in this station, or what we're doing in this station. Because at first it was make believe, but still there was still something unsettling about it. It's something that I had to find out, you know. And then when I came out that it was just pretty much lies, because you have to draw a conclusion, okay? And the conclusion helps you because you're able to move on. And like I said, it's affecting my life I'm not just talking about me, but other ex-Jehovah Witnesses. It affects our life every day, no matter what you think of. We're talking about something working against something that is so beautiful. I mean, can you imagine? It could be in other religions, like for instance, other like kind of religions like Scientology or Mormonism, but yet they still make their own Bible. I mean, not their own Bible. They make their own book, and they worship or whatever something that's either non-existent or whatever, but they don't point blankly say it's God. And that's the problem with this one, is that they're interrupting something, that they're lying about something that doesn't want them to hinder the chance that is given to anyone, okay? And like I said, for me to get help, like for instance, when I had help with the Holy Spirit and things like that, it's kind of warming up. When I had help with the Holy Spirit, it had to be done in a certain way, because I was being captive in this cult and it was hindering me. But of course, I got the information, and it takes a long time. That's another thing. It takes a long time. A lot of people don't realize, but we have a lot to learn. I mean, like, it's not just salvation. I mean, you can know God, you can love God, you know how things has to be, but you still have to live. You have to live with other people. You have to live with yourself. You have to know how to operate your body. Okay, I'm sorry, that's the truth. You have to know how things work. Like, for instance, if you want to do something, if you want to maybe build your house, things that are really beautiful, if you want to do those things, you have to learn how to do them, you know? So it's not about just about salvation. Of course, that's the most important thing. But when you have salvation, you have to enjoy your life. And in order to enjoy your life, there's a lot of things that people don't realize. But I say that as far as life is concerned, it's like maybe it's very powerful. Maybe it's 1 to 3% of who we are, okay? And everything else is I'm just stating this, okay? I'm just using this as example, as I see it, okay? And this is just an example, hypothetical. Life is like you have like 1 to 3% life, and out of everything else is you manipulate, you learn, you use all these things that were given to you, which are very expensive. Like, say, let's say if we had a spaceship, okay, it's hypothetical. If we have a spaceship and we built it and it costs like cotillions of dollars, okay, well, that ship or whatever that we have has to be operated. And we make up maybe 1 to 3% of that ship, okay? So now you understand what I'm trying to say? So maybe the ship is going to help us, or we're going to be able to travel and everything. But the thing about it is that we have to know how to operate it, know how it works, know how we have to get along together. So that's the only thing I want to say about that. I want to say that's the sad part, is that you have all these people who could be doing something worthwhile and they're not able to freely do it because they're being hindered. Their salvation is being hindered. So there's 3 points. I talked to you about the book, and the reason why we drew the conclusion. It was like a science project, a biblical science project, and I drew the conclusion, and I went through all of this. Has taken, I mean, physically, this part, from writing that book, maybe it's taken maybe like 3 months so far to draw the conclusions, because that's when I started writing things, and I said, you wait and you let the information flow, you process the information. So I'm going to talk about, and the funny thing about it is that the Jehovah's Witnesses flaunt that they tell the truth. But even I was a Jehovah's Witness, so I can actually say I lied for the Jehovah's Witnesses. The reason why I know it's true is because all of them go from door to door and they preach to people with no credentials. I mean, what I'm saying is they do it because they have to, not anything from the heart. I can't tell you how many people I spoke with saying that I'm giving them salvation or giving them information when I didn't know what I was talking about at all. I was pretty much just making my time, which is pretty sad. And the saddest part was, I guess, about 2 or 3 friends that left the Jehovah's Witnesses, and I went to them and I persuaded them to come back. That's one thing that I really hate that I did. Okay, now we're going to talk about 3 points, because we're still on this and we're still organizing this. The 3 points that I'm going to talk about is the new system, the truth, and the superstition. Now we can actually say we're talking about lies, and it helps me out because I know that I'm in a stronger position because I'm understanding what's going wrong. Why is this so uneasy? Why I can't understand this? Why I can't understand that? Now I know it's just lies. Speaking of Serena again, since she put herself in the position, I watched this 76 questions or something that Vogue gives you, and one of her questions was, what's one of your superstitions? And she goes, I'm not superstitious. It's a lie. And when you're a Jehovah's Witness, they tell you, you believe that you're not superstitious. But if you think about it, the whole system is based on being superstitious, okay? But that's one of the calling points, one of the big lies. It's just that they have these calling points, and the calling points are things that you automatically lie about for no reason. when you say, are you superstitious, instead of thinking about it and saying, am I superstitious? Oh, I'm probably superstitious about some things or this or that. They don't think about it. They just taught the lie. I'm not superstitious. I don't believe in superstition. And I even remember Stevie Wonder's song that we couldn't listen to because he had, there is superstitious writings on the wall. That's one thing that we couldn't listen to. But she said she wasn't superstitious, but she is superstitious because that's one of the things that grow in the organization. So I'm going to read the definition of superstition. Let me get my glasses. I'm still on the corner. I don't like to leave the screen. Like I said, I don't like to leave the screen because I don't want my, what they call it, thumbnail or whatever, to be blank. Okay. Anyways, no big deal. So superstition, meaning a widely but unjustified belief in supernatural causation leading to certain consequences of an action or event or a practice based on such a belief. Okay, so it's just, one thing about it is they get so hyper about so many things, okay, because they're so superstitious. Like if you say, are you superstitious? They go, oh, I'm not superstitious. I'm not superstitious about anything. Right there, it even, I mean, because like they asked, so Serena, are you superstitious? I'm not superstitious. Just saying it just like that is being superstitious. Someone who's not superstitious, basically, there's people who are not superstitious. I mean, I think we have a little superstition, but I'm saying some. Excuse me. Someone who's not superstitious is just gonna say, no, I'm not really into superstition or something like that. They're not gonna, I'm not superstitious, you know. But that's how a Jehovah's Witness would say. So what I'm trying to say is no big deal. I mean, we're human beings. I mean, that's one thing, because you come out of Jehovah's Witnesses, you're so superstitious about everything. They actually develop your superstitions, okay? Because we have the things like, you know, like you buy something at a thrift store, when you get something from somebody, the cross, oh, the cross is a superstition. It's like all these little things that they worry about is pretty much superstitious, okay? So that's a big lie when they say they're not superstitious, because even they develop us so well. I mean, they grow us so well that when we leave the Jehovah organization, we're pretty much like so superstitious about everything. We were superstitious about the YouTube channel. We don't want to walk into a church. That's superstition, you know. We can't go into a church. That's superstition. There's so many superstitions. So for them to say they're not that's what I'm saying. That's a lie. To say, because they have these call words, just call is just lying for no. Now I know it's pathological lying. It's like, for instance, as soon as they say, if you ask a Jehovah's Witness, are they superstitious? They'll say no, without even thinking about it. So they go for the lie no matter what. They don't even want to think about it. They just say it, which is basically, for all of Jehovah's Witnesses not to be superstitious is pretty strange. So you know it will be a lie. Another thing too, for all Jehovah's Witnesses to be able to go from door to door and talk about salvation would be a lie, because there's no way in the world that many people in one organization are prepared, willing, and have the Holy Spirit to do that. So that's the deception. Now I gotta put that's a deceiving. So it's not just lying, but we're also talking about deception. Deception. Okay, so that's something I have to talk about later. then the truth. Okay, now I feel much better about talking about it because I know it's just a lie. The truth, what is the truth? There's so many different kinds of truths, okay? But I would have to say the basic, what I learned from the Father, and I'm not going to say anything that I learned from myself because there's no way in the world. I mean, even times he thinks that I actually do things on my own. I go, no, there's no way in the world I'm going to say that I do these things on my own. I'm just not going to say it, you know? So I have to say it's him. Okay. The truth. This is what the truth is. Now, there's the truth. There's so many truths. Everything is just like when you want to learn something, you actually want to know the truth about something. Like if you want to be a lawyer, you have to know all the different truths about it, okay? So, it can be very basic and it can be very complicated. So, when you want to learn something, you have to learn the truth about it, okay? So, you just can't say you have the truth because the truth is kind of pretty big. It's something that you study, something that you experience, something that you really want to relate to other people. But the simplest, most basic part of truth is that truth is everything you do. Everything you do. And I know if that part of the Bible, if they let you see when Pontius Pilate, I think, when he asked Jesus, what is truth? I think he said in the Bible, I have to look it up. But he would most likely say, the truth is everything you do. Because it's the most basic thing to say. It's about the truth. It's the most basic form of truth. It's everything you do. Now, the thing about it is it can get basic and more basic and more basic and more basic. So what does it mean about everything you do? Everything you do means you don't really notice it. You don't really even pay attention to it. But it's, excuse me, everything you do. But as a wide scale, until you learn about everything you do, you have to start with big things. Like, where do you work? That's something you do. But that's the easiest thing to come up with. So everybody think about what they do. That's the truth, okay? People ask about your truth all the time, like, what's your name, okay? That's the truth. Well, my name is. Let me see another truth. Where do you live? If you tell them where you live, maybe some rich people have 3 places to live. But where do you live? And if I tell you my address, that's the truth, okay? Do I have a car? No, I don't have a car. That's a truth. So it's everything you do. And now we're getting into everything you are, everything you do. But just let's keep it simple and just say everything you do. So if I said I don't have a car, that means I don't drive. I mean, no, I do drive. But now you can see how the truth kind of expands. Because I said it's everything you do. And then I said, do you have a car? And then I go, no, I don't have a car. But that's not something that I do. Okay? But yet, the truth has sprouted out into what you are. So the basic, like I said, is the most, to keep it simple and to develop a truth, to develop a knowledge of the truth, the best thing to do is to think about everything you do. Now, how intricate is everything you do? Well, it gets really, really in depth. Because like I told you, when I was younger, I wanted to know how I walked. Because people walk around and I like to know exactly every step I take. Well, the thing about it is that's something that I do. And that would be the truth also. So I don't want to go that far in that in depth. But I was just trying to tell you, if you follow this path of everything you do, it can get kind of minute as far as the things that you do. So the truth is everything you do, but that's silly, it seems like now. But is it really silly? Say if something, let's say, if you were in a business with somebody, your friend, you were in a business with your friend. I actually seen that happen before. And your friend was doing things that you didn't agree with, and you were doing things that your friend didn't agree with, okay? And this has happened for a while. And it seems like the business is not going that well. And you stop you because of the business, you can't handle the friendship. So you both find a lawyer and you both go to court. Now you can see how the truth, everything you do starts being more important, because now you have to figure out everything you do to answer your friend's lawyer's questions, and they have to figure out everything that you do to answer your okay, let me see. I don't want to give you. So now you have to figure out everything that you do so that you can answer your friend's lawyer's questions, and you have to figure out everything you do. And they have to figure out everything that they do so they can answer my lawyer's questions. Now, and if you're a truthful person, you don't have to worry about what you do or what you did, because you're just answering. Just, what did you do here? Oh, I did that. I did that. I did that. I did that. So now you can see, and that's a very basic explanation of what the truth is. And now you can see where the truth can start forming something that's very powerful. However, why not make the little things you do powerful and understand everything that you do? So that's the truth. And then there's truth. There's another truth. Because if you keep studying the truth in everything you do, there's something that pops out. And that's as far as I'm going to go. Okay. So, can the Jehovah's Witnesses handle that basic definition of the truth? No, because they're lying. They just say they have the truth. We have the truth. And the thing about it is, I was a Jehovah's Witness, and the only thing, nobody had to tell me anything, because I kept hearing it, so I just believed it, okay? Oh, I have the truth. We're in the truth. But that's so powerful. But yet they're lying against somebody that is so beautiful. And if some of them know, but most people, they're still lying, whether they believe it or whether it's not true or not. Whether they believe it or not, they're still lying. They are lying because they're affecting other people, and they're telling people that things that are not true. They're family members, okay? I was taught that it was the truth, and I was lying, and because I passed on a lie to other people. So, totally a lie. Before, I used to worry about how in the world I can explain about this and that and this and that. Now I don't have to explain anything, because I know it's a lie. And I explained to you and it wasn't my explanation. It was the Father's explanation. The most beautiful person in the world. And it wasn't my explanation. Even if he thinks it's my explanation, it's not. Okay. So anyway, let's go on to the next one. So superstition, they lie about superstition. And they lie about the truth. Now the new system of things, they lie about it. It's another lie. It's another lie. They just made it up. It doesn't even make any sense, okay? Because they don't even take enough time. It's such a pathological lie that they don't even take a time to make some kind of story out of it. Like, for instance, like, they don't even take a time and make, like, for instance, like in a movie where you make up things, like, and that has part truth to it, because in a movie you can say, okay, like, so let's say Megan. Everybody liked that movie. I liked it because it was a very good movie about the doll that was killing people or whatever. And it has a truth to it, because if they did certain things, the movie wouldn't work. Okay, so that's where a movie or a game is important, and it does have a truth because it has a formula. Any kind of formula that hooks together is basically a certain kind of truth. Okay, like, for instance, there's certain things that couldn't happen in the movie. Okay, if it did, it would ruin the movie. So that means it would ruin the formula, which has a formula, which is the truth. But the Jehovah's Witnesses, they say about the new system, and they don't even take time to try and find at least one or two things or 10 things that might be true. Okay, so they just say new system. And in order now, just to let you know what a new system could be, okay, because I do believe in one thing though. The people are attracted to something that could be true in some form, shape, fashion, or form, because everybody likes salvation. But if there was a system, new system, and they didn't come up with it, I'm just expressing. First of all, it would have to be exposed to everyone. Okay, it would have to be exposed to everyone, because you can't judge people. I mean, you can't, no matter what you think or no matter what formula you have, you'll never make it. Even the people try to employ these people and they try to do all these tests and everything, you'll never find the best employee, because everybody has a mind of their selves, and they do things for reasons that you don't even know. The only thing you have to do is ask them questions. So if there's a system or a new system, any kind of salvation like that, everyone would have to be exposed to it. First of all, you're human, and everybody's human, and you're human just like that person is human. But they lie and say that God, some way, is saying this, which is another lie. And one lie leads to another lie, leads to another lie. So, what I'm trying to say, if there was a system of things, which a system of things where everybody can live together, and everybody strives toward this, even though it's hard to do. But I'm sure that God can come up with a beautiful plan that everybody can live together. But it would have to extend to everyone. And the thing about it wouldn't be secret at all, because you have to live together. And not just that, it would need a lot of people, because if you have just a few people, or just say 1 million, or just say 5 million people, you'll be working so much that you'll be in hell, okay? Because if it was just the Jehovah's Witnesses, they would be in hell, because it would be so much work to do, like you would not believe. Just think about the earth. It's not a little thing. It's a very big thing. So they're going to handle all the libraries, going to handle all the businesses, they're going to handle all, anyway. So now I'm just showing you how much of a big pathological lie it is. So I'm going to leave that there for now, and then I'm going to go into deception. Okay, we went over the lie, now we're going to go over to deception. So thanks everybody for joining my station. And I don't worry about people who tell me that I shouldn't say this or I shouldn't say that. I'll reach out you. decades. It took me decades to understand that I can say things that I've learned from the Father. If I've learned them from Him, I can say whatever I want. He's not gonna let me, if I'm talking to people, He's not gonna let me make a whole bunch of mistakes. Like the Jehovah Witness, I'm not there lying, or I'm not there trying to lie, or whatever. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody. Have a beautiful day, and the Valentine's Day is coming. And happy Valentine's Day. Thank you. Bye bye.